Welcome back to the Rider Wednesday, or the train wreck that is my life. It's not, I shouldn't say train wreck, it's just a very, very busy intersection. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Do I have a, nope, okay, okay, I can get over. So I've been working on this. I don't even know what this is. This is just me digging a hole and making it look pretty. Do I have, no, not really. I don't really have. Well, let's just take all this stupid inventory up and clean it out. And before you ask, no, I'm not a big fan of the Cowboys. This hoodie was free, as was the Starbucks cup that I'm drinking out of. Not a really big fan of Starbucks either, but it was free cup. It's pretty. Potato. Nope, one more. Yeah. Oh, that's where you were. Okay. Look at all my shulker boxes. I should try to make like a rainbow of shulker boxes, but color coordination is not my strong suit. I'm trying to be more organized, but as you can see, it's not happening. So I don't even know when the last one of these I did. I think I've done, like, recorded 2 more, but I just haven't. I decided that I was going to work 2 jobs. I'm teaching a class this semester at my local community college. Oh my goodness. My stress level has been unreal. And I wish I was exaggerating. I don't have a deep slate chest, do I? I need a bigger chest room. What is in here? No, I don't even know what that is. Nope. I needed to make a bigger chest room. What's in here? What's over here? Stairs. Okay, well, that's not gonna happen. Ugh, I don't even know what is all new and what is... Because I feel like the last one of these I did, that is a fine example of where I am mentally right now. No, granted, right now I'm doing pretty good. I decided to sit down and do one of these when I had brain space. I need a deep slate chest. This might be my deep slate chest for right now. My deep slate doohickeys that I don't know what to do with. Take some of this pale oak. I would think I was doing something with pale oak and lantern. What was it? I don't know. So first, things first. Or the first thing that I can think of first. Nope, this one. Okay, those are empty. I do have a book coming out soon. And by soon, I mean soonish. Romance. I got the first pass edits back from my editor. And you know that fear? What am I doing? Iron is what I'm doing. When, you send something to an editor or you tell them that it's okay, and there's that innate fear that it's actually not okay and it's going to come back that it's just a disaster. I have that. No matter how many books I work on, I still have that. No matter how well I know that my editor knows my writing, I still have that. But, it came back fairly clean. As in, there weren't a lot of fix this, do this, what does this mean? Where are my diamonds is what I'm putting up. Because that's what, or no, this isn't the first pass edits, hold on. This is the second pass edits. So I did the first pass edits several months ago, back when I had more time and the girl who did it had more time. We both teach English. Or she teaches full time. I teach on the side. Next to my 45 hours a week that I already do. If they ever ask you to do 2 jobs, if you can, just say no. Just say no. Move this to this chest where there's nothing. That sounds fine. And then all this is just gonna get thrown right there. I have enough redstone for a long time. Okay, that should be all my shulker boxes. Relatively empty. Okay. Pew, pew. No, I thought having more shulker boxes would be really nice, convenient. It's really confusing because there's just so much. Where was... It was down... Here it was. Let's go put them along this way. Okay, there we go. Got rid of those. Oh, I should have brought my fences. I was using fences. Blah. Hindsight. Okay, so hold on. I had a whole thought process of what I was going to talk about. My book's coming out. Haven't really done much else. I've been trying to read in my spare time, but I don't have a lot of spare time. Oh, like 3 of the books that I really wanted to read this year all came out within like the same 2 weeks of each other. And they're all sequels to books that I really liked. Like Onyx Storm came out, and I am about yay through. This is what I've read so far. I'm not very far along. Because that one came out, and I started reading it. Then, what is the name of that book? It's the sequel to Brigid Kemmerer's book that I really, really liked. Not last year, but the year before, I think. That I didn't know was like part of like a series. So I was really excited to learn that one was coming out. And so when it came out, Onyx Storm got paused. And then I am about, I think, 67% through Brigid's book. Brigid book. I don't know what I just said. But, and then the sequel to Heartless Hunter came out, and I really enjoyed that book when it came out. Like, far more than I thought I would. So, I've been reading that one. But I've been switching off between, Casting Gold into Something Something is the name of Brigid's book. My brain no do good with titles sometimes. But I'm also about 67% through Rebel Witch, which is the book 2 of. It's the Crimson Moth duology, Heartless Hunter. So it just kind of depends on what I feel like when I pick up my Kindle. Ow! Go sleep. Hold on. I hate phantoms. They're not even like bad. They're just a nuisance. What was I doing? I forgot about this. The little courtyard I had going on. I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing. Oh no. No, that one's gone forever. But I think, well, I don't think, I know, that these past several weeks has really taught me that I want to work with books. I don't want to work with people. I want to work with books in some capacity or another. And I'm starting to not care what capacity that is. Because I don't think I have ever considered quitting my day job as much as I have in the last several weeks and just staying home writing books and getting a part-time job at like the dollar store. Because the minimum wage that I'm getting paid is not worth the level of stress that I'm under so often. It's a medical office, if you were wondering. And it's just so stressful. And it's gotten more stressful. Like, it wasn't always this stressful. I've been there for going on 5 years this summer. I started in 2020, mid-pandemic. And it was not that stressful. Even during a pandemic, it was not this stressful. But I am so stressed out because they're doing that thing where, like, I have proven myself to be competent, so they're just putting a little bit more on me and then a little bit more on me, and then, oh, can you do this too? And oh, can you do this when you do this too? And there's just all these little bitty things they just keep adding on and keep adding on. And then I'm trying to keep all of this information in my brain, and then I don't do something because it's been so long since I've done X or Y or Z, and then somebody will come back to me and it's like, hey, you did this, why didn't you do this too? And it's like, I don't know. Why don't you find somebody else to do this job? Sorry, didn't mean to go on that little mini rant, but I did. And I would like to work in publishing. I think that would be fantastic. Like, the busy work of it wouldn't be so bad. But trying to find a job in publishing where I live is proving to be very difficult because I live in the middle of nowhere and all the publishing jobs are in, like, New York. And I'm not moving to New York. Nothing against New York, but I'm not moving there for a job unless it's outrageous. No, even then, I don't know if I could move because, like, I live in the country. I'm used to living in the country. I'm used to living in, like, a part of the country where you can wave at people. You pass them on the road. You know, like, you're driving and they're driving past each other. You both wave. And I don't think I'm New York material. And people, I really don't like people. There's a lot of people over there. And I've been looking for, like, remote jobs, but again, unless you want to work in customer service, there's nothing. I do not want to work in customer service. Like, in the rare occasion I have to call an insurance company, those poor people on the other line, they sound like they are just about ready to go lay down in traffic. I don't want that. And I've also thought about, like, breaking into editing, but, like, what if I don't get any clients and then I can't pay my bills? You know? Like, I like editing. That's something that I could do for a living. But I would have to rely on getting clients. And I don't have a lot of experience. So what if I quit my job, start my own little start my own little editing business, and then I don't get any clients? Like, I'm not making enough from my books as it is. I don't want to do that. In my brain when I started this was gonna be like a castle, right? This is gonna be like a dormitory kind of situation, which is why I'm making, like, a bunch of little rooms. And I've just been thinking about all the things that I could do with my time if I didn't have an emotionally draining day job. Like, I could put more energy into my books. I could publish more often. I wouldn't have the money to play with marketing, so there's that. And I don't think I have enough of an audience to support myself, like, even with, like, a new release. Oop, nope. So that's where I'm at and have been for the last several weeks. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine that I am stressed out to the point of feeling like I might cry at work, but what are you gonna do? And I think that's just where I have really been feeling like where I am lately, which is just stuck. Like, nothing in my life is moving forward. My writing is kind of stagnant. Like, I'm getting sales. So it's not like the worst. Like, since we made Thief free, it has been moving. And I'm sure a lot of other authors also feel this way. Because I've seen a lot of posts, and I think it's just because, you interact with one post and that's all you get, of people, not getting sales, not seeing the kind of success that, you dream about. And I even have been looking for, like, jobs in publishing. Even sent my resume to a literary agency that I really like, but they weren't looking for any, like, assistance, which is fine. But if they ever are, I'll be there. Or if I can find a spouse with a job that could pay the bills while I could, like, sit and, like, really work on my writing. Because, oh man, if I could just take, like, even just, like, a month off and, like, just sit and, like, work on a book, I could get that book done. And I know writing a book in a month is like, ooh. But no, like, the rough draft of this romantasy the latest one that I've been doing, I wrote that rough draft in, I think, a month and a half. And that was just me working on it when I felt like it. But, like, the story, I think, came a little easier to me. Because I think I've talked about it before, of how any rough draft that I've done recently, like the last several, it's been so amazing to see, or to experience, just how much my own writing has changed and my ability to write a rough draft, and how much quicker I am at it, but also, like, just that awareness of, like, when I'm writing a scene that's going nowhere. The last several that I've done, less revision has happened between rough draft and first draft. Like, I've got a better sense of, like, what is going to stay and what's going to go, and, like, where, and, like, how to do just a rough draft without worrying about, like, dialogue or setting just yet. Like, just getting the story down on paper. Because in a pipe dream, I would love to be able to, like, have my own imprint just for, like, romantic fantasy. I think that would be the dream. But again, when you have a business based on selling books, you have to sell books. And that's the hard part. And you have to sell enough books to support yourself. And as of right now, I'm not. Granted, I'm doing better now than I think I ever have before. And I'm nowhere near, like, a six-figure author. I know they exist. I'm trying to think. Did my taxes several weeks ago. Last year, so 2024, I made, in royalties, almost, I think it was $50 shy of $1,000. So for the entire year, about $950. That's not live off of kind of money. That is more than I have ever made in royalties before. I also spent about 3 times that much in marketing. Which, yes, I now have a list of, like, marketing plans, not a plan, like, certain promotions that I did that I didn't see any kickback from. And I have those that I think did much better than others. And I also did a lot more marketing because we had the last 3 books in the Stars and Bones series release in 2024. So I had a lot more to market than I have And we also made the first book free. So that has, I think, increased revenue by a considerable amount. And I have been seeing like the man, my brain stopped working about 10 minutes ago. Follow through sales, that's what I wanted to say, for the rest of the books in the series. And not everyone that downloads book 1 gets book 2 and 3, but what I have noticed, or what we've noticed together, me and my publisher, is the people who follow through to book 2 are like 10% maybe, but then like half of those then go on to buy book 3, but if they get to book 3, they will finish the series. And I'm really excited to see how the sales of Bloodied Crown will compare, because Bloodied Crown is a standalone versus Stars and Bones, which is there are 6 books in that series. And I know for some readers that might be a turnoff, because it's a long series from an author they may have never heard before, who's also a small indie author. And you know, indie authors do have a reputation for not writing the best books. And like it or not, that stereotype exists, and there are readers who might not read an indie author who's not tried and true. And I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just how it is. That's just how people are. I don't know what I want to do on top of this. Hold on, I need to figure out where my staircase is gonna go. This room here, this is where my staircase is gonna be. Forgot about the whole staircase situation. Yeah, that'll work. See, now the question is what do I want to do with the roof? Logs, maybe? See, the rest of my little castle nonsense here has a lot of tuff on it. Like tuff and deep slate. With like that whole, whatever that is. With the slabs and the bricks. Just like a little attic space. I'll just go get some wood. Thought you were a birch tree at first. Oh, and going back to all the things that I could get done if I didn't have a job. I could actually like do things that I enjoyed doing once upon a time. Like gardening. And I know I might not seem the type to like to garden, but there's just something so nice about just going out and getting your hands in the dirt and then like watching the fruits of your labor grow and then eating. Oh my goodness. Like I have never liked tomatoes, all right? Until I had a tomato fresh out of the garden. Oh, there is no compare. It's like canned pineapple versus fresh pineapple. Like a tomato out of the garden has flavor. Flavor I didn't even know existed. Oh, it's one of the things I really like about summer. Going out and getting a tomato, having bacon tomato sandwiches. And if I didn't, like hypothetically, let's say I lost my job for any reason, I would probably, rather than like look for work, I would probably try to start. Oh, I don't need birch. But, oh well. Clean this off eventually so I can expand my empire. Like start doing like editing. Because if I wasn't working, I could probably get through 2, maybe 3 manuscripts in a month. And that's doing like a developmental edit. Because I feel like that's where my strengths are. Like I could probably do like a line edit if I wanted to. Like I'm better doing line edits now than I was. But I feel like a developmental edit would be more up my alley and up my skill set. You know, looking at things like character and character art and character personality and does the plot make sense? and pointing out places where you're telling instead of showing, or things like that. Like taking a okay first draft and making it into a better second draft, or helping other authors kind of cross that bridge between first draft and second draft, or second draft and third draft. But at the same time, I think I struggle with trying to give advice without trying to rewrite the author's words with my own. I think that is a struggle that I have. So that would be something I would need to work on. That is a dream I have, to write full-time or part-time and then like be a part-time editor. But I would also be cautious, like if I did that, I was editing a lot more, would I feel like getting eyeball deep in my own manuscripts? I mean, of course, right now I don't feel like getting anywhere in my first draft because I'm just exhausted. By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. Hi, Suze. Hi. You can hang out here with me. Hang out here with me for a little bit. Susie's here. Susie's a dog. For all of you that don't know. All of you, as if people watch my videos. But it really feels like I'm just stuck in like every aspect of my life. I'm just like, I'm stuck and I'm stagnant. I don't know how to get out. Like, I'm not going anywhere in my job. I'm just getting more responsibility and no money or any more respect. I mean, I am teaching, so I'm moving forward. Teaching English was the whole reason that I got my master's in the first place. That's what I thought I wanted to do. But then there just weren't any open teaching jobs. And I could, if I wasn't working my brain-numbing 40 hours a week job, do editing on the side while also keeping an eye open for teaching positions. Because if I didn't have the 40 hours a week, I would have more availability to do teaching things. Where's my crafting table? There you are. What if we did like a mixture of like tough brick? Start out there for a writer. What if we did like fences for like some aesthetic? We could do that. Give it some dimension. So this is where I'm at mentally right now the last several days. Just trying to figure out if I am where I want to be in life. And if I'm not, what do I do about it? It's like trying to find a job right now is crazy. Because like I don't want to be just a number in somebody's system. I want to... Is it kind of like that? I want to do things that I enjoy. I want to do things that I feel matter to me. And I like books, and I want to work with books. Because I feel stuck. I feel like I'm just a cog, and I want to work with books, okay? Yeah, that's not bad. How does it look from afar? Yeah, see, I don't really like just how big and flat this building looks. Try to give things some details, but I'm gonna be honest. As you can see, as the evidence suggests, it's not my strong suit. I just like building large things. Can I make it? Ah! That's fine. We'll go up the hard way. And I know I'm not the only author that is having or has had this kind of existential crisis. But here we are. What if we did like a little... like a slab roof, right? And one of my goals in 2025 was to be more organized here on this channel, to put more content out. I haven't, because of all the responsibilities that I have taken on. This channel has really fallen to the bottom. That's usually how social media goes for me. You know, you put yourself out there and it's just kind of crickets. Meanwhile, other people are getting insane amount of like attention and like followers, and it's just like, how do you do that? They say like, oh, your audience will find you. And it's like, when is this magical mystical audience gonna find me? So we can kind of do one of these. Nope. I've also been thinking a lot about a tiny house. Like how I could get a tiny house or build a tiny house. But again, I don't have the funds for that. Even if I did, I don't think I'd want to live by myself. I don't know. I'm just kind of... Maybe it's just my depression kind of rearing back up after being stressed for so long. And maybe it's kind of a residual feeling after, you know... Because when you put like your book out into the world, you put yourself out there, and you know you're not going to be an overnight success, but there's a little bit of sliver of hope. It's kind of like that same kind of depression that follows that rejection, where it's just kind of, you feel defeated and just not, like your dreams have been denied for whatever reason. Just someone somewhere thinks you're not good enough, or it's the universe's decree that you're not good enough or something like that. That's kind of what I feel like. Like everything I do just kind of gets a mediocre response. My posts aren't being seen. Yeah, it's not too bad. I could put like glass in there or something. Once upon a time I had a bunch of wood. I mean like chest full. Jump, 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 jump. It's been warmer here and I'm so excited for spring. I think maybe some of my depression might be just seasonal, because I have been depressed since like November of last year, and it's just not really gone away. Like I have these book boxes that I, you know, got addresses for people that I made up. They're packed. I just haven't sent them because I'm just... Bull. I have these custom mugs and bookmarks that I got for Stars and Bones that I was gonna do something with, and I just haven't. Maybe that'll be moved up on my goal list for this year. Do something. Custom mugs and bookmarks. I also had tea to go in the mugs. That was not a custom tea. It was just Twinings black tea, which is my favorite tea. I think I tried to set it up on my website where you could buy a signed copy of my book and like a little bundle with the mug and the bookmark, but it wanted me to like put all these pretty pictures up, and I'm like, I don't have pretty pictures, and I don't have anywhere to make like what's the word I want, aesthetically pleasing picture of like my books. I put all my creativity points into writing. I didn't put any into photography, and unfortunately we can't re-roll our attributes. I miss D&D. I've been getting a lot of D&D on my social feeds, and I miss game night. I miss having the brain cells to do game night versus coming home and it's like, okay, I gotta get ready for school on, you know, whatever day. Okay, I need to get this done, and it's like not, and it's the lack of having free time for the past, like, what is it? This is gonna be week 8. So 8 weeks of not having like but a few moments here and there to breathe. It's weighing on me. And had I been doing this the whole time, like looking for teaching jobs and like putting my all into teaching, I might have a full-time teaching job by now. But I think my fear with that was not being able to find teaching jobs around here and having to move like 100 miles away. I don't really want to. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but like all my friends, my family is around here, and I am terrible, absolutely terrible at making friends. I'm not very personable. My humor is real dry. I'm real sarcastic. I have some pretty serious resting bitch face, and I am blessed to have coworkers now who kind of share that same sense of humor. And we didn't know this about each other for a while, and it was a good 6 months before we actually started to like realize, oh, we have the same sense of humor. Cool. And if I wasn't working 40 hours, I could put more time in here, could put more content out there, could do more of the cozy videos that I wanted to do, all the cozy games. Like, what was it that came out that I put on my list? It's been on sale twice and I just haven't done anything about it. Oh, Tiny House Simulator. I feel like that is where my brain was going when I started talking about tiny houses the first time. And then my brain skipped over the game aspect and went right to, man, I want a tiny house. Because I do. I have always wanted a tiny house. Because they're so adorable and space efficient. I have too many clothes to own a tiny house. I'd have to really go through and see what I don't wear anymore, which is probably like half of them, to be honest. Oh, perfect. I don't like how any of these walls aren't. None of these walls are even. Nah, whatever. I'm probably never going to look at it again, so it's fine. I don't know how I feel about this. What else could we... I don't like that. Here, let me stare at this for a minute. I've been recording for about an hour. So I think there's time to wrap up this Writer Wednesday, even though it's technically Sunday, but that doesn't matter. I hope you're less stressed and less depressed than I am, and I hope your next book is a 5-star read. And I hope the next time you walk into the bookstore, you find the next book that's going to keep you up all night in a good way. Until next Writer Wednesday, hopefully by then I'll have some better, more positive news. You never know. Maybe I'll comb my hair, maybe I'll put some makeup on, maybe I'll wear a clean hoodie. I don't know. We'll find out. Probably not, but wishful thinking never hurt anybody.